I'm a dead man walking. I know this with the kind of cold, mathematical certainty that leaves no room for hope. How do I know? Because every time I look in the mirror, I can see it. A small, shimmering, translucent number floating just above my head. It's a simple, elegant, digital font, and it reads, Lifeforce, 1%. I have a check engine light for my own soul, and it's not just on, it's screaming. It all started 3 weeks ago. I bought a cheap, experimental brain interface headset from a sketchy website called Cerebral Solutions LLC. It promised to unlock my brain's full potential by installing a new, intuitive Neuro-HUD 9000. I figured, what's the worst that could happen? I clicked buy now, faster than the speed of light. For the first few hours, it was incredible. It was like living in a video game. I could see the world in numbers. I looked at a wobbly chair in my office, and a little label popped up. Structural integrity, 4%. I looked at the milk in my fridge. Freshness, 12%. Warning, don't risk it. It was the ultimate life hack. I could see the patience level of the guy in front of me at the coffee shop slowly ticking down to 0. I could see the Wi-Fi signal strength in different parts of my apartment. I went on a date, and the girl's BS meter went off the charts when I told her I was a professional astronaut. It was the most useful, most hilarious, most powerful tool in human history. I was the king of the world, a god of data. I could see every flaw, every weakness, every hidden number in the universe. And then, feeling smug, I made the mistake of looking in the mirror. That's when I saw it, floating above my own head. Lifeforce, 1%. My blood ran cold. 1%. It wasn't a video game. There was no respawn. It was a single, terrifying, unblinking number. My own personal, very, very close deadline. I spent the next week in a frantic panic trying to level up. I ate salads. I went to the gym. I even tried meditating. The number didn't budge. I saw a doctor. His diagnostic accuracy was at a worrying 65%. He told me I was perfectly healthy. I looked at the potted plant in his office. Lifeforce, 87%. The plant was officially doing better at this whole existing thing than I was. I became obsessed, a prophet of doom that only I could see. I started noticing the numbers everywhere. I was driving over the Golden Gate Bridge and saw the number floating above the center of the span. Structural integrity, 12%. 12%! This wasn't a chair. This was a massive, iconic bridge with thousands of cars on it. I had to do something. I called the police. I told them the bridge was going to collapse. They asked for my source. I told them I had a Neuro-HUD 9000 that let me see reality's hit points. They hung up. I was desperate. I parked my car and I stood at the entrance to the bridge holding a cardboard sign that just said the bridge is a lie, 12%. People looked at me like I was crazy. A news van showed up, probably for a slow news day. They started filming me, and then it happened. It wasn't a dramatic movie-style collapse. It was pathetic. A single, critical support beam, weakened by decades of salty air, finally gave way. Its structural integrity had just ticked down from 0.001% to 0. The rest of the bridge followed in a horrifying slow-motion cascade of snapping cables and crumbling concrete. I wasn't a hero. I was a spectacle. The news report called me a tragic, oddly specific prophet. But I knew the truth, and it was far worse. Our friend, the stickman physicist, would have explained it with a terrifying smile. The Neuro-HUD wasn't just reading reality, it was writing it. It was a manifestation of the observer effect on a macro scale. By seeing a number, by observing a specific probability, my consciousness was collapsing the wave function of that object's future. I didn't predict the bridge's collapse. I finalized it. The moment I saw that 12%,
The bridge was no longer a thing of possibilities. It was a thing with a deadline. I wasn't a prophet. I was a cosmic jinx. My power wasn't seeing the future, it was locking it in. And that's when the true horror of my own 1% hit me. It wasn't a prediction. It was a sentence. I was crushed. I had a power that could only confirm doom. I was a walking, talking angel of death with a terrible user interface. I gave up. I decided to spend my last few days, weeks, hours just watching. I walked out into a field at night, far from the city. I looked up at the moon. Structural integrity, 100%. Good for you, moon. I looked at a distant star, Betelgeuse. Time until supernova, approximately 100,000 years. Then, just for the hell of it, I decided to look at everything. At the sky, at the universe itself. I focused my intent not on a single object, but on the whole system. I asked my Neuro-HUD for the big one, the final number. Show me the time frame for the entire universe. A new number appeared, shimmering in the night sky. A number so vast, it broke my brain. Time remaining until heat death of the universe. 10 tridecillion years. Approximate. But right below it, a smaller flashing red notification had popped up. It looked like an error message, a bug report. It said, "System error. User Lifeforce has been erroneously synced with universe lifespan. Recalculating user lifespan based on 1% of main variable." My blood didn't just run cold. It froze. My 1% wasn't 1% of a human lifespan. The system had glitched. It had linked my personal Lifeforce stat to the health bar of the entire goddamn universe. I wasn't dying. I was just getting started. I am sentenced to live for 1% of a tridecillion years. I'm going to watch the stars go out. I'm going to watch the galaxies fade. I'm going to float alone in the cold, dark, silent, eternal nothingness, waiting for the universe itself to finally die. I was so afraid of my own deadline. But the punchline, the final, perfect, most exquisitely cruel joke, is that my deadline is the same as everyone else's. I just have to wait for it. In the dark. Alone.